Most people gain the weight back on after the holiday, not during the actual holiday. And I know you're probably thinking, what? How does that even make sense? Well, let me explain, but you're going to have to bear with me. To begin with, I want to touch on the things that you can do to be able to enjoy your holiday and not lose all of your progress. And the biggest thing is not to stress over the choices that you are making. You do not want to be panicking. You don't want to let it consume you. You want to go away and actually feel in control. And it's so important to remember that you go away to be able to enjoy yourself, to make memories. The last thing that you want to remember is spending the whole time stressing over everything. Now, when you go away, you're going to be a little bit more indulgent. It's important that you actually just accept that and that you do not panic about the scales being up a couple of pounds after your holiday. All you want to be thinking about is making sure that you make choices that you are actually happy with. So what do you actually want to think about? You want to think about how you do not want to feel, okay? Because no one feels good for massively overindulging. No one feels good if you're spending every single day on holiday dying from a hangover. So you want to go into that holiday with an intention of what you actually want to get out of it and what you actually want to experience whilst you are away. Now, when it comes to making indulgences, some people might want to be a little bit more indulgent than others, okay? And there is nothing wrong with that, but you have to own the choices that you are actually making. And some of my top tips for going away, number one is making sure that staying active, okay? You do not see movement as a chore or something that you have to do. Go and move your body a little bit more. Go on some extra walks, explore where you are. Maybe you want to go for a run along the beach. Maybe you want to go for a quick 30 minutes, 45-minute training session in the morning. That's not to say that you have to train, but think of this as actually something that's going to start your day off right. It's going to give you more energy. It's going to help you to feel good. And if you're being a little bit more indulgent, it makes sense to move your body a little bit more. But see this as something you get to do and actually do it because you want to do it. The next thing is when it comes to picking your indulgences, be mindful. Choose an indulgence a day. One day you might decide that you want to have a couple of drinks. The next day you might decide you want to get the ice cream on the beach. Whatever it is, you do not have to do everything all in one day, because who wants to get to the end of the day feeling sick because they've eaten too much? Nobody, because then you've not actually even enjoyed the food. And remember, you don't have to do the same things as everyone else. If you want something, allow yourself to have it. But if you don't want something and you're having it just because someone else is having it, maybe don't have it. Maybe have it another day. Okay, you are always, always, always in control. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. Now, if you decide that you want to have the ice cream and you want to have the drinks, own the decision. At the end of the day, 1 week of dieting isn't going to get you to the place where you want to get to. Just like 1 week of being a little bit indulgent isn't going to put you back at square one again. It's all about how you manage things and your mindset behind things. Things are the biggest thing, right? Now, when it comes to the actual structure of your meal, still make sure that you're getting fruit and veggies in there, because again, you're giving your body nutrients. You want to feel good. You want to have energy. It gives you more food volume. Make sure that you're having protein with every single meal. Again, that's always going to be really important, and it's going to help you keep you feeling fuller for longer as well. Then you might decide that you're going to stick to 3 meals throughout the day, and then one meal might be a little bit more indulgent meal, which might be your evening meal where you go, I'm just going to have what I want, and then maybe you have a dessert at the end of it. Then for the other meals, you might be a little bit more mindful. You might pick one of the meals where you don't have any carbs, so maybe for your lunch you can get a nice big salad of some sort, okay? There's lots of fresh fruit and vegetables and lots of nice meals that you can have out that don't have to be ridiculously high in calories. Maybe if you're say an all-inclusive for your breakfast in the morning, instead of going crazy, you get some yogurt, you get some fruit, maybe you have an omelette or something like that. It's about making choices that you are actually happy with, right? Expect the scales to go up a little bit when you get home. That is normal, okay? You're eating different types of foods. You're going to have more food than what you usually would do. You're going to be flying potentially, which again, you might hold a bit of inflammation. Expect the scales to go up a little bit. At the end of the day, if you can get straight back into things, it's going to come straight back down again. You do not need to panic. But the thing where people go wrong is they come back, they have that emotional attachment to the scales, they see it go up, they panic and they think, what is the point? So what do? They don't get back on track with things, right? They don't have that focus of just getting back into their normal routine. Maybe they might try to slash their calories and it doesn't work because then you just end up overeating anyway. That is why people end up gaining more weight after the holiday, because they don't get back to things. Always remember, it's always how you respond to things that's going to dictate your results, right? Always, 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 always. So instead of panicking when you get back and you step on the scales and it goes up a little bit, just be like, okay, sound. Let's just get back to normal routine again. Within a week, it's going to come back down again. I've literally just had several clients go on a holiday over the past couple of weeks, right? They've enjoyed themselves. They've made choices that they're happy with. They've continued to move their body. They've got back, scales are up a little bit. Within a week, straight back down again. It's really not something you need to panic about, but people go wrong because they go on holiday and they think, oh, I cannot have this any other time, so I need to consume everything now. But that's not true. That food, that drink's always going to be there. And of course, whilst you're away, there's probably going to be some different foods and some different drinks that you want to try. And that's fine. If you want to have it, make that choice to have it and then move on, right? It's really, really, really simple. You just have to take control of your choices and put yourself in a position where you think about how you don't want to feel, then you don't do the things that are going to make you feel like that. It's really, really that simple. You come back, get back into your normal routine again. You do not need to be panicking. You do not need to be stressing. 1 or 2 weeks isn't going to be detrimental as long as you stay in control, you keep the focus once you're back, and you just get straight back into a normal routine. Now also, if you're somebody who wants to know how to get results and how to keep results, please feel free to download my free physique roadmap down below that includes all of the key shifts that are required to be able to do that. And just a bit of a recap, go on holiday, enjoy yourself, make the memories, because you are not going to be thinking about what foods you had in 10 years' time. All you want to do is act like an adult, be in control, and be able to get straight back to things at the end. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.